You know what I love about Japanese media? Some people might say, hey, the CGI, it's so many years behind. And to those people I say, yeah, but you know, it hasn't been influenced by this oversimplification model where everything needs to be streamlined. Yeah, sometimes the armors in tokusatsu shows are bulky. Yeah, sometimes the CGI is bad. But you know what they're not doing? They're not on their grind set. They're not trying to overly save money. And they're not putting Japanese artists' jobs at risk. Oh, no, 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 no. Wait. No. We should have seen this coming, man. 01 was about AI gaining autonomy and rights, and now they're generating backgrounds at Toei. Man, the West, I mean, we're so obsessed with this idea of productivity for productivity's sake. And I mean, like, we're constantly on that grind, you know? We're trying to cut corners, cut money, cut creativity. If I find out Hunto is subscribed to some alpha male podcast, I'll be popping gummies myself. And that man don't want to mess with me, okay? Because I'm a cake king in a whole different kind of way. So yeah, I'm mad about the potential that Zeztz could be using AI. I'm mad about it, all right? But you know what? It's not even the only problem I've got with this poster and reveal. Why did they just take Ichigo and be like, yeah, cool, let's just make him Spider-Man? What's up with this? I'm sorry to say, fans of Kamen Rider, but originality's in the bin with this one. I mean, look, I always appreciate the bug motif. I love it, in fact. But the stuff where he's like on the side of the building and he's in like the Japanese sort of temple looking area, I mean, AI? Really? Even just for promos, that's a bad look. It's a bad move. And, you know, if we talk more about the suit, it's not an undersuit with armor over the top like Kamen Rider normally is. It's like a threaded and multi sort of fabric woven suit like Marvel is. And I know this is the first Kamen Rider in a long time to get any sort of release in the US territory, but are they trying to capitalize on that too much? Are they now pandering to a US audience? Because I don't like Kamen Rider for that reason. I don't like Kamen Rider because it has a potential to pander to a superhero audience. I like my Japanese superheroes Japanese. Look, this is a lot to digest and a lot to think about, but on all sides currently, I can't find a positive. I have a moral objection against the AI, and I have just a fan objection against the look of the new Kamen Rider. This could be rough for the next 50 episodes. And look, here's a midpoint followed by some maybe good points, right? The midpoint is, I know a lot of people don't like the satchel, the Roadman satchel. Hey yo, I'm Kamen Rider Zeztz, you know. But yeah, I get it. It's not for everybody. I kind of like the idea of unique belts, right? And this is sort of, we'll just have to see how it is. I still don't really like that it's not a belt, but look, it's not a good or a bad until we see how it is in the show. But talking about the show, here's some elements that I think I'm gonna look forward to, and I'm gonna have to make an active choice to look forward to. You know what? Number one, the bike. The bike looks cool, and I think, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see how they fit the bike into the plot of the show, because we sort of have a small idea of what the plot in the show is going to be, and it doesn't seem like it's motorcycle friendly, but they put the bike in the preview, and it seemed like it was going to be a pretty big deal. So I like the look of the bike, I like the idea of the bike, and I like the idea of the bike in the show. This is something that we're gonna have to see again in the show, but thumbs up, that's a positive. But talking about the plot, so We know that based on the synopsis that we have on the wiki, this is a world in which dreams are very important, and Kamen Rider Zeztz can enter people's dreams. And this sort of gives off a spy motif. It gives off Inception, weirdly, as a motif. And I'm really excited to see what they do with that. The caveat to that is I can completely understand how they would use a lot of AI and a lot of generated backgrounds if they have to have completely unique scenarios, if dreams work in the way they do in our heads. Because we see him on the side of a building, sat down on the building side in the preview, and that's like a real life dream type thing, you know, just randomly falling through the air or the ability to walk up the side of a building. These things happen in people's dreams, and maybe he has to be able to contend with a bunch of those things. But if the variety is so vast, are they saying that they just can't afford to make that many 3D environments? And if so, is their solution to that AI? I mean, look, guys, if you can't afford to do it, you can't afford to do it. There is so much creativity in constriction, and some of the best ideas come out of limitations. I don't agree that AI would be a solution to that specific problem. But, you know, I've moaned enough about the AI stuff. The sort of sleek look actually does work better if you think of it from like a super spy sort of element. Instead of being this armored hero who needs to protect a lot of people from a dangerous monster, if it's someone who has to protect a specific person in a dream from a specific monster, it seems more form-fitting that he will be a slimmed down version that is only really utilizing the powers that he has within those dreams in order to save the victims. These are sort of some of the ideas I've come up with, plus some of the ideas that we know already about the show. I still don't understand how the capsules work with the transformation, but this is all stuff we're going to have to figure out as we go along. But this is gonna be a hard decision for a lot of people. I know there will probably be quite a big boycott if this show is heavily using generative AI. So I'd like to know your opinions on this, because I don't really know what's gonna come next, and I just hope it's not more of the preview we've already seen. I've been Yu-Gi-Oh! And
2,
peace.
3.